Hello and welcome back to Risingstrings Academy. This is week 3 of our 5-week violin reset plan. In week 1, we practiced our sound with open strings and 2 octave scales. In week 2, we expand into 4 octave scales and rhythm variations in Kreutzer Etude No. 2. And the first section of Bach's Minuet in G major. Now in week 3, we are going to deeper still in home of key of G major. We will explore expressive bowing and vibrato, climb to a 4 octave G major scale and G minor scale, and arpeggios. We are going to practice smooth shifting in G major, refine coordination with Kreutzer Etude No. 7, and continue into the second section of Bach's Minuet in G major, which is actually G minor. Each of these parts has a purpose. They build into one another. By the end, you will see how scales, arpeggios, and etudes give us the exact tools we need for Bach's phrasing and elegance. Let's begin. First, let's wake up the bow arm. On the G string, play one long soft bow and let the sound grow like a breath from a singer, from pianissimo to full forte and back to pianissimo. Let's do it on D string. And A. And E. And E. Feel the difference in the bow pressure when you play piano to forte, and also there is a difference between the pressure of the bow depending on which string you play. So you probably guessed that if you play on G string you need more bow pressure because the G string is thicker, and as you go to the E string you need less and less pressure and change of contact point. Now let's add both strokes. I'll put the metronome on 60 and then we will play 4 beats of détaché and 4 beats of martelet. So as you change between the 2 bow techniques, détaché and martelet, you see the difference in how you use your fingers. So in détaché, like we talked before, you should use quite much of your elbow, very small strokes though, and a little bit of finger movement. And then on martelet, it's mostly from the elbow, and it's a little bit of an accent, and then you release. And here is the same technique as I mentioned before. As you change strings to E string, you need to apply less and less bow pressure. So the reason we are playing détaché and martelé is because détaché is your foundation. It teaches evenness, and martelé gives articulation, almost like punctuation in a speech. Finally, we are going to add a vibrato on the first finger on G string, and then we will play a little scale with a vibrato, so you can get a taste of your own sounds. I'm going to put the metronome on 60, and we're going to play G major scale, only 3 octaves for now, and 2 vibrato on every note. We play long notes, so you play 4 beats per note. You can just play the scale without vibrato. And if you want to learn vibrato, you can look up my videos for vibrato. Next, we are going to play a G minor scale in 3 octaves, so only first position. And it's called G minor melodic. And this is the scale we are going to use for Bach's second part. So it sounds like this. Try to remember the sound of the scale, and then if you want to look it up on internet, you can just type G minor scale. So when you play minor, you have to start by lowering the 3rd grade in the scale, which is B, is becoming B flat, and B is the 2nd finger on G. This one. B, which is low here, 1st finger. Then we have to lower the F. The F sharp is becoming F, and E is becoming E flat. And F and E flat. Put the G minor melodic in the description below. If you want, you can find it in Suzuki Book 3. It's on page 8. Now let us practice the G major scale as well, which we did in 4 octaves last time. Do you remember it? We can play it one time together, so I'm putting the metronome on 60 again. And we play 4 notes in legato, like this. Today we're also going to practice arpeggios in G major. So it sounds like this. So take your violin and I will take you through the fingerings I'm doing in the arpeggio. So I'm going first position, and here I'm going to the third with the first finger. Now I'm going to the fourth position. Now I'm going to the fifth position. Back with the second finger. First finger. Open string. One more time. A couple of times, and when you feel comfortable you can also play in G minor. It will sound like this. So in both scales we have 2 shifts. One is very easy because you do it through our open string, and that's the shift you're doing from first to third position on D. So it's this one. Very easy. You are in first position here and then you just need to find the first finger on D. So it's practice this. So we are on D string and then we just slide up and find first finger on D in third position. So you can also slide a little bit with the first finger and try to listen to the glissando, and then you stop when you hear that you're correct. So it's on the way back is not that important because you can always play the open string, but on the way up you can try to slide. And then you can make it faster and faster. your muscle memory will know where to stop. And the second shift we are doing is on E string. It's from second finger to the first. If you feel that this is too difficult, you can stay in first position, play the arpeggio only up to the third octave. So. But if you want more challenge, you can go up to the fifth position and play the fourth octave, which is this one. Let's play the whole scale now together. So I'm going to play the 4 octave scale, but you can stop at the third if you want. I'm putting the metronome on 60. Play G major as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Arpeggios are the architecture of the violin. Every Bach chord, every double stop is an arpeggio in disguise. So by practicing this, we are literally preparing the hands for polyphony. Why do we practice shifts? It's because shifts are not just transportation. They are expressive. They learn you to shift smoothly in scales, and later in Bach, you can choose a vocal, audio bow slide, or preferably clean connection, and both come from the same foundation. Now for coordination, let's play Kreutzer Etude No. 7. Play first 4 to 6 bars slowly. This etude is about string crossing and bow distribution. If your bow arm is stiff, this etude will reveal it instantly. So we are going to play the etude quite slow, and we're going to concentrate on string crossing. I'm going to put the metronome again on 60, and you can take up your violin and play with me. I'm also going to put the PDF in the description below. I just want to make a small notice that I will start with up bow. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you probably notice here, we played martelet, which we already practiced on our scale. So the reason we are playing also the string crossing is because our next piece, Bach, is going to be quite much of a string crossing. So let's play the etude one more time and concentrate on your elevation of the arm, and then down, up and down. So all the arm needs to go up and down together with your wrist. You should not have anything like this or like this. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. that was only 4 bars. You can try to increase the tempo later on when you know the music, and you will notice that it's becoming more and more difficult as you have to make the string crossing much faster. So you can also wait with that, but if you want to have a challenge, you can try to increase the tempo a little bit. And now up to our last piece, which is a Minuet in G, which we practiced last time, but today we're going to move into the second part, which is the second page in the Suzuki book. It's in minor. So we are playing this section because the melody climbs higher here, and we can practice our third position, and we already have these skills from today's practice. At least we started with it. We have string crossing and we need clean shifts as well. Think of the first section as introduction, polite and graceful, and the second section is more alive, like a dance that is really moving and a bit of melody. When you practice, do 4 bars at the time. Play notes, feel the rise and fall of the music, and you can even practice your vibrato on the long notes, like we did in the first part. So I will put the PDF in the description below, and if you're ready, you can take it up now and look at the music. So let's try to play the first part. We're going to have quite slow tempo. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's play it one more time and concentrate on the shifts right now. So the first shift is happening in the 4th bar. It's this one. So you're playing D with 3rd finger and then with 1st. And then we have E flat. Go down. Okay, so play this section one more time. So from the 3rd finger and going up. Go up. Go down. Then the same thing is repeating with the 3rd finger going to 3rd position. We can play the second part now, which is bar 17. So our challenges here are the legato, the portato, which is a little bit easier than martelé, which we trained today and the last week. We have to have very smooth bowing, and it's a very good opportunity to play vibrato in this piece. So the first challenge and the most difficult part I think is in bar 27. So you have to go from G to F sharp. So sliding down. I'm playing the fingering which is under. You probably notice that there are two possibilities. You can play the ones up and the one down. So I'm playing the ones down, sinking the third finger, and then having it up again. You can of course choose to play the one up, which is both works very well. And the challenge here is the intonation, as you see. Okay, so let's play the last part one more time, and now I also want you to look at the dynamics and play it. And special remark about bar 25 where you have the piano there. Don't lift the bow before, just continue to play. In that way you will have easier to play piano at the second part of the bow here. I'm talking about this. You can just stay there. Okay, so one more time from bar 17 with dynamics. 1, 2, 3. Stay here and then we play piano. Excellent work today. In this week 3 session, we played martelé and détaché, variation of it. We played vibrato. We climbed the violin for the 4th octave again, refined the shifts and the agility. We played arpeggio and G major and G minor scale. We also played the arpeggio in G minor. We also polished our string crossing with Kreutzer No. 7, and we carried into the second section of Bach's Minuet in G major, which is in G minor. Next week, week 4, we will add articulation, collet, spiccato, and dive into more phrasing of Bach with more depth, and adding also some additional etudes. If this helped you, subscribe to Risingstrings Academy and share with me in the comments below which felt most useful today. The scale in G major or in G minor, or the minuet, the second part, or the first part, the vibrato. Thank you for joining me today and keep practicing, and I'll see you next week.